Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have with me Rubber Ramada. Hi Sheila.
Hey,
Hope your
Rubber
week's
Ramada here.
So today we're going to talk about a story of vigilance and rescue. It started out as a routine traffic stop on a dusty Arizona highway. There's a vehicle that has Mexican license plates, and there's a woman behind the wheel, two children in the back seat, but nothing ends up turning out routine for the stop. The story that we're going to talk about today is how the instincts of alert law enforcement officers saved one 8-year-old boy from unimaginable horrors.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude?
You good, dude?
That is my absolute favorite part. You good, dude?
He makes me laugh. So, Sheila, I haven't prompted you on anything or of anything going on in the case. So I just kind of want you to play it by ear, go over this with me, and I want to hear your real-time reaction on that, okay?
Absolutely.
So, Cochise County is in Arizona. Deputies received a tip about a suspicious vehicle traveling north from the border. And then the task force started tracking this vehicle. And when they finally pulled the car over, they were expecting drugs. And what they found was something a whole lot more sinister. Behind the wheel was a Mexican national, and in the back seat, her biological daughter was sitting next to an 8-year-old boy. The deputies asked questions such as, "Where are you headed? Who is this child? What is his name?" And the woman's answers didn't really add up. So she stumbled through a lot of the basic questions. She gave the boy a false name, but it's the child himself who tells the story, the real story, without really saying a word. Deputy Greg Sanders has described it as a scared child who looked like he had been coached in his responses, and he was unable to answer the most basic, simple questions about the woman that was just sitting feet away from him.
Okay, so the license plates on the vehicle, the license plate on the vehicle was a from Mexico.
Correct.
Was that correct?
Correct.
And the child in the back seat couldn't give correct information about who the driver was and why he was there?
Correct. It says that he appeared to be coached and maybe possibly scared to say anything.
Okay.
So as the investigation started unfolding, the woman's story kept coming apart. She had crossed the border with only her daughter. The boy had been picked up somewhere in Cochise County. She was driving them to a motel in Eloy, waiting for instructions on where to, quote unquote, deliver him. So
how did the boy get to Cochise?
Yeah. That.
What?
That.
How did he get there? Who got it there and then and told her to go get him? Who?
There's a lot of unanswered questions even still. You pause this so it's not in and out. But she had crossed the border with just her daughter, and the boy had been picked up somewhere, like you said, in Cochise County. How did he get there? I do not know. She was driving them both to a motel in Eloy, and she was going to wait on instructions from somebody on where to deliver him.
How far is Eloy from Cochise? That's a town
it's Pinal County. Pinal County.
Oh, it's Pinal. Okay.
Yeah, Pinal County. Pinal County to Cochise County is approximately 140 miles. Yeah. So she had crossed the border at some point with just her daughter. The boy had been picked up somewhere in Cochise County, and she was driving them to Eloy. So under questioning, she finally admits that she was being paid to smuggle the child. She didn't know his family. She didn't know his final destination. She didn't even know his real name. All right, so let's take a look at the video with the woman. Maybe that'll answer a few questions, but probably not.
Ya sabes que este niño no debe estar aquí, que estás trayendo a este niño ilegalmente tal vez no sabes a quién, y que ellos van a hacer, quién sabe, a este niño. Lo quiero escuchar de ti, que ya sabes. Tú sabes lo que estás haciendo, señora. Tal vez no es el papá. Pensando en eso, ¿ha pensado en eso? Que tal vez la persona que está trayendo estos niños no es familia. Que esta persona va a poner él para ser usado como sexual. Que va a hacerlo como malas cosas. Y tú...
The process of the commenters was that this conversation should not have taken place in front of the child.
Well, and that was one of the first thing that I seen was the little cover on the bed with the darkened out, and I was like, wait, is that a kid?
Yeah, that's her daughter, her biological daughter, allegedly.
The one that she came back across with.
Yes.
Oh.
And you see the boy, they said that he was scared, but I did see him come out from around the corner and kind of walk around her. I haven't watched the rest of the video yet, but you know, for all intents and purposes, this is the little boy right here on the right that you see with the little head. What do you call it? A little toboggan or a little beanie on.
Mm-hmm.
Estás trayendo niños, tal vez a esta vida, porque tú no sabes si la persona que va a dejar a él es el papá. Y por eso, ¿cuánto te están pagando? ¿Cuánto?
No me pagaron. Me iban a dar
Señora, te están pagando algo.
Wait.
$500.
So when he asked her, how much are they paying you? At first she says, no me han pagado nada, meaning they haven't paid her anything yet.
Oh, anything yet? Okay, because the translation said nothing, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, so
no,
nothing
no me
yet.
han pagado nada. Like, not yet.
Okay.
But she intends to get, you know, the $500
$500
upon delivery of this child.
Okay, I don't even know which way to even think or say with this. For one, it's disgusting. For two, $500? I mean, that sounds really sick when you say it out loud. But wait, if she was doing this once for $500, how many times has she done it for $500?
Exactly. How many times has she done it at all? Yeah.
Exactly.
So she said she didn't know she was going to be paid $500 to smuggle him. That she didn't know his family. She didn't know his final destination. She didn't know his real name. And the sheriff, Mark Donnells, has said on camera, basically, she had no idea who this child was. She coerced the child, gave him a different name. Let's keep going.
Okay.
¿Puedes ir con nosotros? Okay.
Oh, he's asking the boy to come with him.
Yes.
Él se llama Morgan.
Ya lo vi.
Yeah. Él tiene está jugando. Yeah. Es un buen perro. Hey, Morgan.
So basically, like some sort of play therapy. It looks like they were kind of, talking to him about Morgan, which is obviously the canine. In the body camera footage, you can hear the deputy speaking to the woman in Spanish, and the frustration, anger, obviously in his voice. They're going to do who knows what to him, and you know what you're doing. It's said by the authorities that this was not her first time.
Oh, God.
Authorities discovered that she had had previous run-ins with the law enforcement on smuggling accusations.
And it took all the accusations it took until they actually found her with a child.
Well, they had stopped them and then followed them basically, under surveillance to that hotel to try. because I think they were like hyper vigilant, like, oh, something's going on, something's not right. We're gonna follow her. So they followed her to this hotel, and then that's when they started questioning her, and they were able to question the boy as well.
I wonder how many times before these poor children.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it could be 10, it could be 100.
And for every one they get, how many are we missing?
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
This is crazy.
And this isn't one of those cases where the boy ran away and he's looking for a better life, or he's addicted to some sort of substance. He's a child. He's literally 8 years old. He's been taken
And
from
the parents
somewhere.
have just.
I
What do
don't
the
know.
parents do?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué tienes? ¡Qué wow! ¡Wow! ¡Wow! Estos son bien deliciosos.
Whatever
Lo
it
has
was
tenido antes.
good.
Ya sabes.
Yeah,
did
he
he
said. He's like, ooh, what do you got there? And obviously he's got some kind of a snack.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, yeah, those are really delicious.
Whatever it was good. Yeah. Okay, I
Right?
got that part.
So the case is obviously representative of something much bigger than this one chick, right? This one child, this one girl, and one traffic stop. Pinal County Sheriff Ross Teeple has revealed that there are chilling economics behind what's happening here. The cartels realize that they can only sell fentanyl pills one time, but they can sell a child, a human being, over and over and over again.
I never thought you just hit a whole nother level, because I never even put cartels into the equation until you just said that out loud. Okay, carry on.
So the 8-year-old boy is typically what you would call merchandise being delivered to an unknown buyer for unknown purposes. And according to the authorities, he was destined for probably really horrible things. The investigation still continues. Obviously, the detectives are working with the Mexican consulate and the Child Protective Services to try to locate this boy's family. They're following all of the digital trails that they can find through all of this things that the woman has, her phone, and any evidence that might lead to a broader network of people. But the sheriff has made it very clear this is only the front door of where we want to go with this. This investigation is not over. It will continue because we need to get these sickos off of the street.
Absolutely. Oh my.
The story started for me with the Citizen app, which is what we're looking at right now. And that's a citizen alert. It's a notification that was sent out to thousands of phones informing the whole community that had the app about a trafficking investigation in their area specifically. And a digital age tool bringing ancient evil into light, like in an instant. You know what I mean? Like it's before you'd have to wait for the news and
with social media, things travel extremely fast with social media these days. And this Citizen app that we're speaking of, it's instant.
So child trafficking and human smuggling is not new, right?
Correct.
They're exploiting like the most vulnerable little citizens among all of us. But so let's listen to this interview right here.
Okay.
It's in Spanish, so I may have to translate a little bit.
Sanders.
Pues oficial, quería preguntarle básicamente que me dé un resumen muy básico de qué es lo que sucedió en este caso.
Okay.
She's asking for a rundown of what happened in this case.
En este caso, nosotros recibimos una llamada de oficiales del condado de Cochise.
So he's saying that to start out their investigation, they had received the initial call from Cochise County about something suspicious.
Nos preguntaron si nosotros pudiéramos
They
ayudarlos.
asked if we could help them.
Tenía una mujer
They had
que
a
estaba
woman
en un hotel local
who was in a local hotel,
y después de un parada tráfico,
and after a traffic
ellos
stop,
pensaron que un
they
niño
thought
que estaba
that
en el carro
the
tal
boy that
vez
was in the car
estaba
not have been
una
hers.
víctima de
Could have been a victim of
traficando,
trafficking.
¿ok?
Can you hear me talking over the top?
Yes,
of
I can hear you
Okay.
talking over the top. You're doing a good job.
that? Okay.
Ellos nos llamaron
They
y
called
nos
us.
preguntaron si pudiéramos
They
hablar
asked if
con
we
la mujer
could go and
y
talk to the woman
averiguar quién es el niño, por qué
and
ella
find
tiene
out
el
who the
niño,
boy,
de dónde
who the boy was, where he was from, where they were going.
viene el niño. Y mientras nosotros, yo entrevistó la mujer,
I interviewed
hay
her.
cosas que no fueron
There were things that weren't
bien con la historia que me dio.
okay with her story.
Y por eso creemos que el niño
That's why we
sí
believe
fue
that
una
the
víctima
boy was probably
de
a victim of
traficando.
trafficking.
Y por eso
That's
llamamos al
why
agente y
we
él
called
vino,
the other
él habló
agencies.
con el niño también.
He came and interviewed the boy as well.
Y fue la verdad que sí es una
And
víctima de
truly, he's been a victim of trafficking.
traficando.
Dice que es un niño de aproximadamente 8 años. La
You
mujer
said
venía
he's
con
about
otro
8 years
menor en el
old.
vehículo. ¿En qué
And there was another little girl in the vehicle as well.
condiciones encontraron a este
In
menor?
what conditions
¿Tenía
did you find him
físico,
in?
algún daño
Physically.
Él estaba todo bien con
He
el
was
niño.
just fine.
Tenía ropa,
He had clothes.
pareció bien.
He looked
No
good.
había, no sé cómo decirlo en español, es como abuso.
There
No,
was nothing
no
that
vemos
indicated
nada de
any
eso.
abuse. We
Todo
didn't see any of that.
apareció bien con el niño.
Everything looked good on
En
him.
ese sentido, entonces, ¿cómo ustedes determinaron que él estaba en peligro?
So in that regard, the reporter's asking, so in that regard, can you tell us what reason you would have thought he was trafficked?
¿Otra vez?
¿Cómo determinaron entonces que él estaba en un grave peligro?
How did you
Okay,
determine he was in danger?
La mujer no sabía el
The
nombre del
woman
niño
didn't know
cuando le
his name,
pregunté.
the child's name, when I asked
También,
her.
mientras hablando con la mujer,
While talking to her,
me dio el
she gave
nombre
me
correcto
the
del
real
niño
name of the
y fue
child,
diferente que el
but
nombre
it was
que
a
me
different
estaba
name
dando
that she had been
mientras
given me before that.
la
So
entrevista en total.
at the beginning of the interview, she gave him a false name, and I guess at some point during the interview, she gave him the real name. So she kind of ratted herself out.
She ratted herself out. So if she has the real name, then where are
That's exactly what I was just
parents?
thinking.
Where are the parents? I'm sorry, I have questions.
Me too. I have lots of questions. I agree.
What?
Y después del agente hablando con el niño,
After the agent
determinaron
talked to the
que
boy,
si
they
el niño
determined
no
that,
es
yes, he
de
was not
aquí, no debe
from
estar con
here.
esta
He
mujer.
shouldn't have been with that
Ella
woman.
me dijo que
She told me
la cartel le estaba
that
pagando
the cartel
$500
was paying her
para traer
$500
el niño
to bring the boy
de una locación
from one
hasta otra
location
locación,
to
pero no
another
sabía
location.
la
But she
locación
didn't
en
know
donde
exactly where.
iba. Tenía que llamar una
She had to
persona
call
para
somebody
decirle
to
dónde
let them
ir.
know that she was ready to deliver the child so they could give her the address of where.
So,
This is insane, right? This is crazy.
so if the my words, if the cartel got him and he's of the Hispanic origin, so did they get him from Mexico for some deal, for some who knows what, and got him here? And then it was her job to get him from that destination to the next destination?
Okay, she took him from Cochise to Pinal County.
Okay, that's where Eloy is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me share this instead. So she took him from Cochise,
Okay.
okay, to Pinal County, like on the way to Phoenix or something.
Okay.
So this is only an uneducated speculation. This is the border of Agua Prieta.
Oh, geez, I didn't realize it was
Nogales.
that close to the border. Yeah,
Yes.
there's Nogales. Okay, I'm aware of Nogales.
So-
I've been there.
If she was coming up, from here, I don't know what back roads, we don't know where in Cochise that they stopped them,
Right.
if they were on Highway 80. But if we only think about the fact that they were on Highway 80, maybe they went through Lowell and came from Agua Prieta.
Mm-hmm.
Who does this kid belong to? Was she taking? So when we talk about trafficking, the kid is being moved from one location to another location, and there will be money exchanged for the child. They fully reference the cartel. But when you think in reference of coyotes on the border towns,
Right.
you would think
Mhm.
like is a coyote, aka also known as a cartel member.
I
She
wouldn't.
could be,
My
being
opinion, no.
paid
I
from
think
the
it's two
family to
different.
bring the boy here to friends and family.
Okay, wait. Let me retract from knowledge. The coyotes that I was aware of were in relation to cartel members that actually worked for them, but were not considered members.
Right.
Okay.
I have heard that in the past myself. It could be. It's just all speculation at this point. Was it a family trying to get this boy out of Mexico and up into Arizona somewhere, or was he really being trafficked from, say, moms in Mexico trying to get the kid to dad? We just don't know. The fact is that the kid was smuggled into the country allegedly and was being moved from one place to another, and the person that they did it with was just a person who's probably a citizen, either a dual citizen or able to go back and forth across the border. And as she did so, I mean, there's a whole lot of moving parts to getting a child from point A to point B. A lot of times a coyote will take the children or adults even across the border themselves and meet you on the other side, on the United States side. It doesn't even require you going into Mexico. They would just bring the child to you, and then you would take that to the destination that they're asking you to. But either way, the child's being trafficked one way or another. Even if it was through family, he's being paid for still, it's scary. All right, let's see what else he says.
Okay.
Por último, de mi parte, ¿cómo usted describe
question on
ese
my
tipo de
side.
casos, diferenciándolo un poco entre, me imagino, ¿no? Lidia mucho con drogas, tal vez en este caso era un niño.
Con los niños,
With kids,
no sé cómo decirlo en español.
I don't know how to say it in
Es lo
Spanish.
mejor cosa
It
que
was the
puedo
best
hacer.
possible
Las
scenario.
drogas,
The
las armas,
drugs, the
no me
guns,
importa.
I don't care
Si hay
about.
los niños en nuestras
But when you're talking
comunidades
about kids
y
in our
nosotros
community,
podemos ayudarlos
and we can
y
help them
sacarlos de esta vida,
and take them out of that type
es
of
lo
life,
mejor.
that's the best possible
Yeah.
outcome.
Oficial, déle un mensaje a las personas que tal vez permiten que sus hijos viajen tal vez de otros países hacia los Estados Unidos solos y sin saber a dónde van.
She said, what about the parents who send their children through avenues of getting from Mexico to the United States that go by themselves, if that is a possibility that is this case? Let's see what he says about that.
Wait. You said go by themselves.
Yeah, they send them, just like I told you, like mom's trying to get them to family.
Okay. To
the
family
parent
over here. Okay, I got you.
And if you look at it in aspects of terms, you're saying, so you paid somebody to take your minor child, go across the border, and hopefully get them into the arms of somebody on this side that
There's
loved
no
and cared for them.
guarantee.
Absolutely not.
No guarantee.
Absolutely
No.
not. And that's scary. You're talking about an 8-year-old child.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not sure what he's going to say here, but on the basis of they're going to get a better life. Is that, they're going to have a better life?
Not if
in the
they're being
United States?
trafficked. What I mean, the better life. What if the better life would be if they actually become acquainted back to a family member? But what are the chances of that with the trafficking?
That, and we're talking about rough and tumble type of guys. Once they get a hold of your kid, what's to say that they actually do what they're supposed to do with him? What's not to say they just leave him thrown out in the desert somewhere to die? Or what's to say instead of taking him and dropping him off with family, they just drop him off in the middle of the city somewhere? Or they call and tell the family that this has happened. I've got your son here, but in order for me to get him where you want me to get him to, I'm going to need another $10,000. Because $500 is nothing in the grand scheme of what it takes to get a Mexican national into the United States via coyotes, if you want to say. Yeah.
Right. I was aware of that.
I mean, that's very apparent. She's not even involved in the bigger scheme. She's just point A to point B. That's all she is.
Big old pie.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Mm.
Let's see what he says about the kid traveling by himself and the parents being the ones who set that up.
Yo hablé con la mujer de eso.
I talked
la
to the woman
pregunté,
about this, and I
Tal
asked
vez
her,
estás haciendo eso porque
maybe he was
crees que
doing
ellos
that,
necesitan una mejor vida
thinking that they
mejor.
need a better
O
life,
tal vez crees que estás
or
ayudando
maybe
a
you think that
ellos
they're
con
helping
los
them,
niños.
helping the
Pero la
children.
realidad es que
But the reality is,
si ella sabía el
if
nombre
she
de la
knew
papá o del papá,
the name of the parents,
o si sabía la
or if
locación
she
en donde
knew the
iba,
location where
es
she was
diferente,
taking
¿no?
the boy,
Pero
it would
cuando
have been
yo
different.
pregunto,
But
¿dónde
when I
vas
asked
con
her,
el niño?
where are you going with
No
the
sé.
child? I don't know.
Ok, ¿cómo se llama el
So
papá del
what's his
niño?
name, or what's his dad's name?
No sé en
I have no idea.
realidad.
Really, I don't know.
Eso, ella no sabe lo que va a pasar
She
con el
didn't
niño.
know what was
Ella
going to
no
happen
sabe
with the
si
child.
el
She
niño
didn't
va
know
a ser
if he
dejado
was going to
con
be left
otras
with
personas que quieren hacer
different
malas
people who
cosas
wanted
o
to do
si
bad things to him,
lo van a tocar
or
y
if they were
quedar
going
con
to
el
touch
niño
him,
y
or
preguntar por
quedar con él, if they were going to keep him,
más dinero.
if they were going to try to sell him again for more money, which is like I was telling you, the
Right.
kidnapping and extorting the families for more money.
No sé cómo decir ransom, pero hay
Exactly,
casos de
ransom
eso.
or secuestro.
Entonces no sabemos
There's
lo que
lots
va a
of
pasar.
cases about that.
Sí,
We
usted
just don't know
cuando
what was going to happen.
estaba hablando con el niño, ¿cómo lo vio? ¿Lo notó con miedo? ¿Cómo?
He said you were talking to the child. How did he act? Was he scared?
En realidad él no
He
tenía miedo.
wasn't really
Fue
scared.
como normal, como
He was pretty
un
normal,
niño de 8 años.
like an 8-year-old kid.
Es que él no tenía caridad de la mujer o de su niña.
He didn't even know who these people were, the woman or the child.
The child.
Siempre estaba como 3 o 4 pies más
He was always like 3
de
or 4
distancia
feet
de ella.
in distance from
Nunca
her.
preguntó por ella.
He never
Ella
asked
nunca
for her.
preguntó
She
por
never
él.
asked for him.
Cuando estaba afuera en el
When we
carro,
were
nunca
outside, she
preguntó
never
cómo
even
está
asked
él.
where he was going or how he was.
De realidad, él estaba bien.
In reality, he was
¿Cuál fue el papel
okay.
que jugó su compañero, su agente Canine en este caso?
¿Otra vez?
¿Cuál fue el papel que jugó su agente canino en este caso?
I don't quite understand. So you're asking for the canine?
Oh, she's asking what role did the canine play in the
Mm.
in the
What are you
investigation?
asking?
What
role
was
did
the
he play?
role?
Oh, okay. Mi perro solo fue para
The dog was here
disfrutar.
just to
Lo saqué
kind of distract him.
solo para
I took him out
ayudarle,
just
como
so he could
cuidar,
help,
sentar bien, como confiar en nosotros, que
so that the
nosotros
boy would
estamos aquí para
confide in
ayudarte.
us, and that we were
No
there,
tienes que tener
to help him, and that he didn't have to be
miedo.
scared.
Lo saqué y jugó con el
And I took
perro
him
y
out and I
le
played with
pregunté si lo
him, and
quieres tocar.
I asked him if he
y
wanted to pet
es,
him.
es algo que
It's
a
just
veces
something
ayuda a
that
nosotros
helps
con los
sometimes
niños
with the
y
kids,
solo por eso.
and that's the only
¿Algo
reason.
más que decir?
No, gracias por su tiempo.
Thank you for your
Eso es lo
time.
más importante que
That was the
nosotros
most-
podemos hacer.
That was the best outcome that we could have asked for. And my
Yeah.
Spanish skills are
You good at that, girl. I understood quite a bit of it, because it was almost the Spanglish that I'm used to. I mean, or me being able to translate the Spanglish I hear at home. So it was quite interesting. You translating as I'm listening and translating in my own head. That was cool.
I think what I was reading out of things over here where it says Deputy Greg Sanders later described what he saw as a scared child, but I didn't see that in the body language of the child particularly, and I also didn't see it. I didn't see him explain that as a scared child. I saw him just now explain it as he was pretty much okay.
That's
he
how I
just,
took it.
he was an 8-year-old boy. That's pretty
Right.
much it. So
And the sad thing is, think about, did he know better? Did he know what was going on with him? Did he understand completely what was happening? That's another part of my mama heart is now this kid's traumatized for life. Thank God he was saved, but
yeah.
whoa.
There's just so many reasons that it could have happened. That's the
Mhm.
that's the scary part of this, is that I'm not excusing the behavior of a parent, because it's not my business, but immigration in our country is really big issue right now.
Yeah.
and things that are
But
happening
was
around.
it but again, was it truly getting him to the other parent?
Yeah, we don't know as
We
of right
don't know.
now, and we may not know. I'll follow up on it the best that I can.
Okay. If this one person has done this for $500, how many other have done it for $500?
Oh, I'm sure it happens a lot.
So, I mean, we're not talking just a few children.
No, we're not just talking about just children either, though.
And that's the other thing I was going to say. We're not talking just children either, because there's adults, teenagers and adults that are trafficked. Oh,
Yeah. So a lot, it's just child smuggling, human smuggling, less
smuggling.
trafficking, but it does lead to the possibility that it could have been an easy traffic situation. Look at that. That guy looks like Will Ferrell, a chunkier Will Ferrell. So these guys speak in English, so let's listen to what they have to say.
Okay, let's go.
And as he said, I'm Sheriff Ross Teeple with the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. I appreciate you guys coming out today. I think this is very important information that you're going to be receiving, and I think the public would really like to hear about it. Sheriff?
Thank you, Sheriff. My name is Mark Downs, the Cochise County Sheriff. I know many of you here at this conference. So on January 7th, about 10 o'clock in the evening, a collective effort between the Cochise County Sheriff's Department, Border Patrol, Pinal County Sheriff's Department, and multi-task forces received information of a child trafficker trafficking a child from Cochise County that made its way into Pinal County. At about 10 o'clock at night, the Pinal County Sheriff's Department actually made that stop. My interdiction team from my Border Regional Center, many of you have been there, actually responded up to the scene along with Border Patrol that works in our center to identify a child trafficker, to include an 8-year-old that was being trafficked to Phoenix and then beyond. The reason we're having this conference is this is the beginning of something you'll hear more about in the future, but it just tells you the problem we're having when we have humans for profit that are taking children, trafficking throughout the United States. This is something that this doesn't see at the border like in Cochise County. It's in our state and beyond. So this time I'd like to turn over the details to Sheriff Teeple. Sheriff?
Sure. And you guys heard that right. This was an 8-year-old child that was being trafficked. The sicko that was trafficking him didn't even know his parents, didn't know his family, was just getting paid to bring this boy up to the United States we all know, to have horrible things done to him. This is like...
But wait, we don't know that for sure.
You have to make the assumption of the worst case possible scenario, right? But I don't necessarily think that this guy is right. Just, feels a little like fear-mongering.
Yeah, that was it. Just kind of it just kind of triggered me a little bit when the way he said it. It was like he said it so factual, and you know how I am about I thrive on facts, and he said that so factual, but I didn't feel it was quite factually proven yet.
I agree.
Type of people we're talking about. The cartels realize that they can only sell a fentanyl pill one time, but they can sell a child, a human being, over and over again. I want to thank the heroes from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, I got to stop myself for a second and think about something. I'm not a law enforcement officer. If he's saying this, he might possibly have insight that we don't.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same, I still stand by what what I said on a humanity level. I feel like, hopefully that's not what's going on. But the way that he said it, the way his partner looked at him, like, these are cartels doing cartel things. And if you know anything about the cartels on the Mexican border, some of them are the worst of the worst, even worse than anything that most of us can imagine. They've done horrible things to women and children on these border towns. So, I mean, we could be wrong. We could be completely off base.
Mm-hmm.
My heroes with the Pinal County Sheriff's Office and our federal partners for their work on this. We didn't get the information until the trafficker was already into Pinal County. And that's when my deputies rushed down to make contact with the suspect and start to interview the suspect. And one thing I want you guys to see, we're going to be releasing the body cam footage, but the boy was obviously coached in his questions. Someone had prepared him for this type of situation because he was being smuggled into the United States for trafficking reasons. And so when we first made contact with him and the deputy started talking to him, he was giving clearly coached answers.
Okay.
And eventually you'll see on camera that he was relieved once he was able to actually give his real name and tell the deputy what was happening. It's because of this
I
brave
hope we
hero
see
here
that.
that happened. He was able to make the boy comfortable, separate him. He's a canine deputy, so he used all of his resources. He brought the dog out. The boy had the dog, good times playing with the dog. And also they gave him a little bit of free space and a little bit made him feel comfortable where he knew he could talk about what happened.
It's all about saving lives. The partnerships that we have in this state, local, and federal, has made such a true difference when it comes to saving lives. And what the example we just shared with you for Sheriff People and myself and our teams working together for a common goal, and that is to save life. This is exciting news in the fact that we took an 8-year-old that was destined for some real bad things. That this child, we're trying to reunite him with his family and get him into a safe and secure spot back home. And otherwise, that child will be somewhere in the United States today that nobody cares about. We care enough to do our job. My team come up at 11 o'clock at night. We're out till 3, till 6 o'clock in the morning working with.
Go ahead.
So they've been in contact with the parent, and is that what I just gathered him saying? They've been in contact with the parent, and he's back and going back to a safe place?
Let's take it back a little bit because I think he said they were attempting to.
I might have misunderstood. That's why I was like,
That's
wait,
okay.
what? Okay, go ahead.
The partnerships that we have in this state, local, and federal, has made such a true difference when it comes to saving lives. And what the example we just shared with you for Sheriff People and myself and our teams working together for a common goal, and that is to save life. This is exciting news in the fact that we took an 8-year-old that was destined for some real bad things. That this child, we're trying to reunite him with his family and get him into a safe and secure spot back home.
So they're trying to reunite him with his family, get him into a safe and secure spot back home.
Okay.
And otherwise, that child will be somewhere in the United States today that nobody cares about.
So otherwise he would have just been here in the United States somewhere, in the wind that nobody cared about him.
Okay.
We care enough to do our job. My team come up at 11 o'clock at night. We're out till 3, till 6 o'clock in the morning working with the Pinal County folks and Border Patrol to make sure that we did our job. She is now the suspect in this case is now going to be charged through federal government process, and this investigation, as I stated before, is not over. I can assure you that. I got briefed this morning, and we're going to continue some things on this investigation. This is only the front door of where we want to go with this. Sheriff?
And what he said is absolutely true. This investigation's not over. And one thing I can guarantee you guys, the cooperation between the Arizona sheriffs and our federal partners is not over, and it will continue because we need to get these sickos off the street.
Sheriff?
How do you guys know that this was a sex trafficking?
The driver in this case is child.
Hold, please. Did you hear that?
Sorry, that makes me do the twitchies. Wait, who said that? Nobody said.
One of the reporters. That's why I'm sure we're going to get our answer, but let me make sure we heard the question right.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Was a sex trafficking.
Yep, that's what she said.
Okay, that's what she said.
How do you guys know that this was a sex trafficking?
The driver in this case, the child trafficker, actually admitted that she was getting paid a fee to drive this child. She had no idea who this child was. They had coerced the child, as the sheriff said, a different name. The child was so scared.
Oh, no.
Excuse me, what? They interviewed her and she told them?
She told them that she was getting paid to go from one place to another. They didn't say that. That's not what they said.
That's why I feel like things get sensationalized for some.
100%.
Oh, okay.
100%. Go back one more time. So basically, she asked him directly. She asked him a direct question, which I had not heard the word sexual trafficking at that point. But she asked that specifically, and his response was so vague and off the wall, and said the person that was trafficking, or the person that had the boy in her possession, had said she was getting paid a fee to drop him from one place to another.
I had no idea who this child was. They had coerced the child, as the sheriff said, a different name. The child was so scared, and you'll see that on the body camera. Was so scared. But she admitted she was trafficking the child with her own son in the car, her own daughter in the car, in the backseat, like this was a family affair. They disguised it that way. But she confessed that she was trafficking children. That's what she was doing. And she had no idea who the guy was. She's supposed to meet a guy. He would be dropped off at that point and then taken to the United States from there. Folks, this is a sad story with a successful ending. It truly is. So that's how we know it's child trafficking. And that's not her first rodeo with law enforcement.
That's not what she asked you. But I understand where he's going with that. But that's not what she asked you.
Yeah, that was word salad to her answer. That didn't, no, that's not what she asked. I mean, yes, you gave a concise answer to what you felt was necessary to appease the question, but that is not what she asked. Because now I have more questions. I want to see a full interview with this woman now. My Mrs. Kravitz, I'm peeking through that mini blind. Go ahead.
Right.
And so she clarified that it was sex trafficking and not
child trafficking. What the destiny of that child was, we don't know.
Oh, okay. Now that just, see, he just totally changed. Okay.
You could have just said that from the beginning.
This is sensationalizing what for media? It doesn't matter. Well, it matters to an extent. So I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. It does matter to an extent. Is what the media is going to sensationalize out of that. What they're going to
how they're going to spin it. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
Labor for sex, we don't know. But I guarantee you, it wasn't to go celebrate a birthday party.
The puppy dog
What
man.
you're looking at the body camera footage is this hero doing his job. That's the biggest reason I'm here today, is to just celebrate this win of getting this child rescued, but also to thank the heroes of the Cochise County Sheriff's Office and the Pinal County Sheriff's Office and our federal partners for what they did.
Was there something said that is misconstrued, or was he just speaking off the top of his mouth? Just
that, and what is the role, the lady's role? So will she give up the answers and risk being killed by the cartel?
Right.
Will they, if she does have citizenship and access to the United States through the border, through a passport or a visa, will she lose that?
Will she lose her citizen? Yeah, the passport status.
Is she a citizen of the United States of America going into Mexico to traffic children for the cartel? There's so many different avenues that this could go down.
And if so, if she's doing that, then and this is just a true crime thought. Okay, so does she give up where she's taking these children to? Do they look for, is there a pattern of where they go to that they can watch for more children incoming?
I think that she was just a liaison between cartel at the border and cartel somewhere into the United States. And so she was just that go-between to get him from point A to point B. And she's the scapegoat. The bigger fish to fry is finding out where the network is.
Right.
And how to control that.
Right. Where is it? Who's in control of it? I mean, we're using the word cartel, but
I'm pretty sure that's who's in control of it at this point. I mean, just based on everything that we've seen over the last couple of years. And I say last couple of years, so we're talking about 2010 and before.
Yeah, I could,
there's a lot of information there, but yeah.
Yeah, I can go back to 2015, so yeah.
Exactly. Well, Sheila, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this one. I know these stories aren't easy to cover, and I know they're heavy, and they stick with you long after the cameras stop rolling.
Absolutely. I enjoy being here. I'm always up for a discussion. Always give you my reaction. You know me.
Yeah, and that's why we do this work together, right? Because the stories like this, an 8-year-old boy's rescue, need to be told, not for the shock value or the clicks.
Right.
Although, it's nice to get the like and the thumbs up if you'd like to.
But where does the boy go now?
Right.
If he's in federal custody, okay. Where do we do?
Now.
Where do we find the parents? What do we?
That's what they're going to attempt to do anyway. Yeah. And I don't know if you've heard tell of this, but there are stories of children that are in detention centers along the border that have crossed into the United States without adults.
Mhm.
And in order to go get your child, you have to be a biological mother or father. You have to show identification when you get there to the border. And then they will ask you, can you tell me how an 8-year-old left your custody to be brought to the United States to possibly be trafficked? So it's a catch-22. Do they get so scared that they don't go to the border and get their kid? Or do they go to the border and say, I don't know where he was? And then the kid's like, yeah, don't you remember, Dad? You gave me to that lady,
Oh.
you know?
Right?
So
Remember you told that lady to take me here and do that I was going to so and so, and
yeah,
yeah,
it's
wow.
such a tangled web, right?
It is.
Web.
It is.
It was a tangled
Web.
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 Oh, to everyone watching out there, stay aware, stay informed, and if you see something
See
that
something,
doesn't feel right,
say something.
that's right. Especially when it comes to the safety of children, trust your
Absolutely.
instincts, make the call, ask the questions. One traffic stop saved one child. Imagine what an entire community of vigilant, caring, loving people can do for these children. And that's
Absolutely.
that's just my opinion.
I
Thank you
enjoyed
again,
this.
Sheila.
Thank you.
Your perspective helps me. I really appreciate that.
All right.
If you found this video informative, do me a favor. Please try to share it. Not for us, but because someone in your network might also want to see it or need to see it. Somebody might recognize the warning signs the next time this happens. Someone might be inspired to pay closer attention. And as always, thank you for hanging with Hio.